All right, Adam Walter with Humanize IT here. A lot of you have asked for a demo of how to use AI in business, an actual practical example. And this came from the podcast we had last week and some conversations I've had with some of you in person. So what I'm going to show you here is how I use two different AIs for local use. I was using like Google Gemini and a couple other things for a while, and then one of my partners showed me like, hey, this is how I use it. I'm like, oh, that's really good. And it had some uses, and I've been doing it this way for months now. And it saves me a ton of time in a very useful way. I'm not forcing this. I'm doing things that I normally would do. I'm just doing them a lot faster. So if you think of your AI like a personal assistant or a research assistant, it makes things a lot clearer. So let's head over here and let me show you how this works. The first one I want to show you is Perplexity. This is my go-to everyday AI. It allows me to research things, double check like legislative initiatives and things that I may not have time to like really dig into, but I want to know more about. Some of you out there have mentioned like things like, I need to know what's currently going on in the physical therapy world. What are some of the current initiatives going on, or new research or new peer reviewed journals that are out there? Can you show me that? So I'm going to show here is I'm going to say, hey, I want to know in Nebraska, what are the what are the different initiatives? So you can see my history here. I've got some things on like different politics that are going on, what's going on there. But what I want to do is actually show what are the current legislative initiatives So, what are the current legislative initiatives for tech for Nebraska this session? So things that are going to affect my company. So I'm going to go ahead and let it look it up for me. And what's going to do is it's going to look through all the LBs that have been published and show me which ones are available. And this saves me a lot of time. I could go to the Nebraska legislature and I could like just do this by hand, and it would take me some time, and I would scan through them and I would read them. But here I've got, hey, specifically here are the tech ones. Business and Innovation Startup Act, artificial intelligence. Do I need to know more about these? Well, since we're talking about AI here, let's expand on LB 642. Please explain. So on average, people like to read things like a fifth grader. It's not insulting. It's just the way the world works. We like our educational material, our marketing material, all to be about a fifth grade level. It's easy to consume, doesn't require a lot of work. So I'm going to say, please explain LB 642 at a fifth grade. And what I want here is a way to explain to my clients a really easy way for them to see, what is LB 642 going to do? What should I be concerned about? Why is it important? And it already did all that for me. But I'm going to give this to my kids. I want my kids to really understand this. And I'm going to use this as a way to explain to a classroom in elementary what's going on. They don't like the dry stuff, so let me make this a little more whimsical. Make this whimsical and fun. Right? So they kind of like rewrite it in a way that's nice. So as a teacher, this is really useful. What I like to use this for is building collateral, like marketing material. I want to get a breakdown of what's going on, or I want to create a piece of marketing collateral that's fun and interesting. I've got all the information myself, but I want to present to my clients in a useful way. Another thing you can do is you can grab a table of data and you can have it analyze the table for you. So I'm going to go ahead, and this is going to take a little bit. So I'm going to go ahead and get this started. I'm going to say new thread. Please analyze conference schedule for 2024. And prioritize the ones taking place in the Midwest. And I'm just going to paste in the general format there, right? So it's kind of made the format a little odd for me. Now, this is going to take a little bit, So it's going to go through and it's actually going to look up the information I told it to, and it's going to start giving me a breakdown. So you can see the different conferences that are coming up and gives me a breakdown of where they are from that table. And I can start answering questions. Can you give me a detailed explanation of each conference? So I didn't put that into my table, right? I didn't have from their website what each one of these conferences are for. And so what's going to do is it's going to actually going to go out and it's going to try to research these different conferences that are in that table and give me an explanation for them. And it might take a little bit. You can see what it's doing here is it's looking through these keywords. It's looking through these different items. It's giving you information on what it's searching for. Everything is transparent. So don't think this is some kind of magic. It is doing what you would normally do. It's just doing it faster, right? So now I can say, here's the explanation of the top 3 events it found. And if I want to, I can expand out even more of these. I just told, give me the ones in the Midwest. A lot of these conferences in the table are on the coast. They're expensive to get to, but these I can drive to. And it's giving me an explanation of what they are, when they are, all this information that is not in this table here. I don't know the dates. I didn't know what these were about. I can come over here and I can say, oh, wow, it's in October. It does this. This is what's going on. That saved me a bunch of time. And I can expand out and ask follow-up questions as much as I want, just like I did on the legislative movement. But let's talk about something that's an even better time saver, and that's Claude. Claude is more built for privacy and ethical use, so you can feel safer using Claude. And then you can create projects, so context you're going to work within. Like, let's say you want to work on contracts. So an employee contract over here, or that same conference breakdown we did, I actually built one earlier here, and you can see that it can build one for me, and it's going to do a nice little document. And I can go ahead and open that up, and here's the document it broke down for me. This is what I like about Claude, is that it breaks down a document to the right. And so so this is like a nice report based upon that spreadsheet I built. So let me go ahead and move over to my projects here, and let's go to contracts. This is one that's going to save a lot of business owners time. So let's say you need to create a statement of work, or you need to create an employment contract. I actually told it, please create me an employment contract for Lincoln, Nebraska. And then here's what it made. And I told it follow-up questions like, make the primary responsibilities bringing coffee. And so you can see my history on this project. Like, I'm going to pick this up here. Please add in an option to work from home. Right? And it's going to go ahead and it's going to add that into the draft. It's going to show you on the right-hand side here what this looks like. And you're going to have an appropriate draft document. And this is good for the state of Nebraska, not Kansas, not Oklahoma. This is for Nebraska. Very, very useful. This saved me a ton of time. You can go get this from some of the legal sites. You can ask your attorney for this. You can ask them to review it. But right here, I've got everything I need. And I can tell it to add in the employee named Adam Walter. I can say, please have it be the primary workspace of this. And it will just do it for me. Saves a ton of time. And you can use for anything from, again, a statement of work to a basic contract to wherever you're going. And everybody's happy. You've got this done. Whether it be research or it be development on products, and it's just nice to have like, hey, give me a statement of work for a standard build out of a back patio that is 20 foot by 20 foot. Give me the rates on concrete for Nebraska, and it'll build it for you. And so I highly recommend starting off with these two. They're both paid. They run about $200 a year, but they are extremely accurate and they save you a ton of time. I just built an employment contract in minutes that normally would have taken me hours. Even if I already had a template available in my Google Docs, I still found this faster and built this faster than it would take me to find it in my folders. So what I really want people to look at here is, What are things you're doing currently? Things like, I need to know what's going on in legislative session in Nebraska. I want to know more about current physical therapy techniques or current coding techniques. You can set preferences like in Claude. Please make all these contracts available for Google Docs. Make them available for Word. Please default to code. Like, you can make code with this. The possibilities are endless, but you should integrate this into your day-to-day work so that you're not typing things by hand so much. And you can feed it these tables so that you get information. So if you've got a Google Doc with a bunch of breakdowns of prices, let Claude or Perplexity make that a more friendly format that maybe you can use in marketing or sending an email to your client. That's how I save money. There are a billion other ways to do this, like fact checking things you see on Facebook, fact checking things you read in the news. Is this true? The AI does not have much bias unless you give it bias. And even then, it's just going to look at what's posted out there. It's going to analyze it, and then you can ask it follow-up questions. Ask it a question just like you would another human. If you're talking to a human saying, hey, can you please look this up for me? It will. So if you've got a research assistant, you're a subject matter expert, this is ideal for you because you know what you're talking about. You just need more information to make better decisions. That's what an AI can do for you. It's not a true AI. It's just a really good, as some people say, it's a really good grammar checker. It's really good at going out and grabbing information and bringing it back to you in a useful format. It's really great at analyzing information that you need and bring it back to you in formats that you prefer. Tell me this in a whimsical fashion. Please deep dive on how the patella works in a knee. And you can have these on your phone. I have them on my phone. I use Perplexity on my phone all the time. I just used it this week to show off somebody how I can research things. I don't know a lot about physical therapy, but you as a subject matter expert do. And now you can ask questions so you can have better information for your patients. Maybe somebody brings up a new drug, or maybe somebody brings up a new method for fixing a car. You can research it here and get information. And you as a subject matter expert can now make a decision on this because you know what you're doing, or ask follow-up questions and deep dive into this so you can better inform your people. So as a business, the usefulness of this, to wrap up, is building contracts, whether it's an employment contract, statements of work, or anything of those lines. Building up marketing collateral is really easy. Analyzing large sets of data that you have in a Google format, that maybe it's your personal spreadsheet. Use Claude for that stuff so you have a little bit more privacy. And use Perplexity for your general questions about what's going on in the world today. It's very useful, saves me a ton of time. I probably save like 10 to 20 hours a week just using the AI agents to build documents and analyze data. So if you have any other questions, feel free to reach out. You can reach us out at coaching@humanizeit.biz or adam@humanizeit.biz. Happy to answer any questions on this or create some further YouTube videos that'll give you more context on what's going on here. Thank you all for watching and have a great day.